Hello, Aquarius. How are you? Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. It has been a minute since I've been on here, and I apologize to each and every one of you. Between running a business, being a single parent, all that good stuff, life keeps me moving. So, yeah, what else can I say to that? Pardon the allergies, the rain's coming in, so I might be a little hoarse. You know, 'tis the weather. So Aquarius, I was taking a look. This is going to be your May reading, and I, again, apologize that it's coming out later than I had hoped for. Meditating for you guys. Quicksand. Some barriers. Talked about barriers. Seeing this mountain of sand, and it's just like trying to gain your footing. I did hear Spirit say that there needs to be a lot of grounding at this time for you guys. So we're going to pull out the cards, see what comes out, and roll from there. So, yeah, I don't know, but interesting. So Aquarius, this will be your mid-month for May 2023. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher, if that is you. Welcome to the channel as well, and please, guys, always discern the messages accordingly. You know, be smart about it. Don't force something to fit. For all of you, those of you who have liked, shared, subscribed, commented, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I really do appreciate your patience. So, Aquarius, chaos, there we go. There it is. Let's see what comes of this. What's playing with this energy as well. So what is this chaos about for the sign of Aquarius, please, Spirit? I feel like you guys are, I don't even know. You're removing yourself from something. You may be standing outside of the line of chaos at this point in time. Perhaps playing by some rules that maybe you have implemented, and that's the thing about it, is it's something that you've implemented. You may have also implemented the change that is coming in, going back and retreating to what is yours. You guys have the tendency to kind of, you know, shut the world out, do things your own way, which is cool. It's fine, right? Sometimes you have to be in that space. But to me, this chaos, this energy, and I'm going to get some clarifiers to that, very much about you standing on your own. But I feel like whatever this energy is that's surrounding you right now, maybe you've created these barriers to protect yourself. It's just like, you know, things change, things clear out, things shift. For each of you, it's like, it's going to be different, but I also feel like it's an interesting energy, would be the best way to put this. You've got a 9, an 11, and a 5 too. You're just not, I don't feel like you're making any moves. Okay. It's like you're being still, you're paying attention. There could be a shitstorm that's already surrounding you at this time, and you're just kind of sitting back and watching it happen. And I'm going to say, over the period of Mercury retrograde, thank God we're in the post-shadow finally, this may have kind of stirred up during that period of time, and now you're stepping outside of that, taking a look at what's going on, and retreating at this time. So, interesting energy. All right. Pull the Sacred This card, Conception, was on the bottom when I paused and was looking at these cards and listening to Spirit. It came out, Conception. Conception is also the birth of new beginnings, right? So I'm going to read this to you, and that's what comes out with the chaos and the individuality. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember that the infinite potential and possibilities of this space, and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and attention. And I think that whatever has been, I really feel like this chaos energy, this clearing, it's almost like picking up the debris and being swept away is how this feels to me, with that tornado type energy there. But it's like you're letting it collect, and you're letting it just go off to wherever. It's letting go of the shit that's heavy, the things that are not serving of you, the things that have created drama, conflict, and various other things in your life at this time. It's really like, I feel like the last 3 weeks have been imperative to help you understand and see that. In Merkaba, I don't think we've ever had this card come out, Aquarius. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experience into our present to serve our highest purpose. And that's what I was just saying. It's like, if it's not serving you, and you've got the 7 and the 5, which to me is an equation of balance. I will say be careful if you're guarding the heart space. Again, I've seen you guys shut down that heart space, and I've seen you guys kind of open that heart space in the last year. Keep that heart space open, even if it is just to yourself. You don't want to close that off, because once you close that off, the way you're making movement throughout the world becomes very dry, right? And I know that it's harder for you guys to balance that energy, but try to allow that openness to continue. And if you find the need that you are shutting it down, pay attention to why. What is it that's triggering you? What is it that's bothering you? What is it that's catching your attention that's making you feel like you need to shift it and shut it back down? But that Merkaba, that, you know, it's it's grounding energy, it's open to the divine, and it sits within you. So it's a 3-point factor there to me for you guys. Okay, so with that, let's see what else is happening. All right, Aquarius. Look at these red eyeballs, man, you know. Rain gets me every single time. All right, Spirit for Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know? Indecision. You know, Aquarius, I'm going to say, you can't get it wrong, you can't get it right. I feel like that's a really important thing to know. Is like, I feel like you're afraid that if you make one wrong move, that everything that you have worked or everything that you have done moving forward is going to kind of like derail you. It's not going to. Love, again, heart chakra, door to romance. Like it's going to derail any work that you've done on yourself. It's not. It won't. You might take a detour. We all take detours, right? But yeah, you're really thinking about it. With that woman, or that woman holding coin and then strategy, like you really are contemplating what your next move is going to be. I'm going to say, and Spirit is giving direction to the fact that one road, like if you're finding yourself at an impasse, one road is likely to have a few more bumps, a few more hurdles that you're going to have to cross, maybe a few more barriers you're going to have to deal with. But you're going to learn, right? So people like tend to think that if they have a bad experience, that it's just a bad, shitty experience. It can feel that way. None of us like to be uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's also recognizing what you're learning through that process as well. This doors to romance, leaving, I said earlier, leaving that heart space open. Door to romance doesn't have to mean that it's in a romantic partnership. Door to romance is taking care of yourself. Door to romance is also loving on other people just because they are a part of your world. They are a part of your life. Woman holding coin, follow your intuition. That's going to be the key here, because you have all the tools that you need to move forward and progress in your world. You've accrued this, and Spirit is also saying to me, and thank you, Spirit, that this is something that you've worked on since childhood. For a lot of you, this goes way back into past times that you've learned to be self-made. You've learned to step up to the plate. You've learned to be loyal to yourself. And that's a wonderful feeling to have, to be in, to be that stable and grounded. So for those of you, take what is resonating for you, leave the rest behind. Some of you may not feel that way right now. Some of you may be starting to gain confidence, and thank you, Spirit, in the direction that you're headed. Like you're starting to see your value and your worth tied to who you are, tied to what you've given yourself. This is very much a self-focused kind of energy. You may have kind of gone back and retreated a little bit. Again, after that Mercury retrograde period, we had a lot of astrological shifts occurring at that time. It could have been a bit of an eye-opener for you, and it's like now, even for some of you too, you may be starting the strategy card. How do you re-enter the world around you? So you may have had to shut down for a little bit. You may be starting to open up to things again. But it's kind of like you guys always seem to teeter when I do your readings. You're in it, you're out of it. You're in it, you're out of it, right? Don't, just be in flow with whatever is coming your way, and address it from that point forward. But understand that there is no wrong decision. I mean, if you're being a shithead, then, you know, then obviously you're, you know, pay attention to your vibrational energy, right? You're going to attract what you're putting out there. But at the same time, I do think that you're recognizing there's a lot of other ways that are harmonious for you. And this is kind of like mapping out where it is that you're heading, even if you had to take a retreat for a little while. I very much get the Hermit energy, even though there's nothing of the same here on the table. But it's switch decks. Okay, don't need Spirit. All right. Let's see. Let's do some clarifying, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you guys. This indecision for Aquarius, please, Spirit. What does Aquarius do? You know, I'm going to say, too, something that sticks out to me that may be coming back up for you is something that happened around the fall of last year. So just be careful not to repeat patterns. If there's something around that time last year that left you feeling a little bleh, don't let that disrupt your flow. Don't let that disrupt where you're heading. One path to me feels very fall, like you're like walking into the dark, perhaps walking into the unknown. The other side seems to be a little more lit up. But either way, like, as long as you're not repeating patterns, you may have to relearn a few little lessons. I'm going to call them little. They don't seem that big to me. They might feel a little harder. And that may be where, like, you're afraid with that I just keep thinking about that quicksand, that you feel like you're constantly fighting to move forward. You're constantly fighting to level up. You're constantly fighting to get to where it is that you're going. It's not a fight. It's about the journey. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's not about the fight. It's about the journey. So if you can keep yourself in that space and be appreciative of everything, you know, whether you view it as good or bad, and understanding it, it's still gonna send you forward. So be cognizant of that. That's gonna be important. All right, this indecision. I'm gonna leave that on that one because that's where that fell. Page of Cups. You know, could be a charmer. Two of Swords, more indecision on the indecision. Gotta love it. All right, Spirit. Whoops. Hold on a second, guys. Cards are flying. With that woman holding coin, I kept seeing the Six of Cups in my mind's eye, and there it kind of fell out and came down to the on the floor. These are too many, so I'm gonna put those back in. But Hierophant, the Three of Wands, Judgment, Six of Cups. You really have gained a lot of knowledge in I'm going to say in your quest for where it is that you're heading. It's like the underlying energy to the entire reading to me is there's the High Priestess not knowing. She knows what to do. I don't know that you're listening to yourself. Five of Cups. Again, looking back at the past, whatever this situation was in the fall, and I do feel like you guys kind of go back to that past energy. The ebbs and flows of your emotions seem to be what is catching you up, what is holding you up, what is causing this imbalance. You know, the Two of Swords, she's blindfolded, and you know, she's got the ability to get up and make a decision. She's got the ability to put those swords down and to pull that blindfold off and to walk forward. The High Priestess, you know, she's the keeper of secrets. She knows all. She's intuitive. She's intelligent. She is Spirit is just saying she's absolutely divine, and thank you, Spirit, for that. But then underneath that, you've got the Five of Cups, is knowing that in the past there's been this disappointment somehow, you know, and I think you may be dealing with somebody too. If they come in this Page of Cups energy, they could be immature. They can be, I'm going to call them difficult. They might show you something that appears to be bright and shiny, but you're really questioning whether or not their intentions are pure, and that's leaving you kind of caught up as well. You know, pay attention to your intuition. Trust what your heart feels. If you're around a particular person, if this is what this is for you, they may have let you down, but also pay attention to how you feel. Not what it is that you think of them, but how you feel, you know, when you're dealing with this person or when they come in with these offers. If you're a little skeptical, and that's sending you into that space of indecision, you know, you want to believe them, you want to understand it, but then at the same time, you're just like, you're seriously questioning the motives behind the offers that they're making or the things that they're coming in and saying. You know, those pages are messengers at the end of the day. So it's like, if it's leaving you caught up and you have a history with this person, with that Six of Cups, that tells me they probably, most of you do. You know, you're going to have to trust that gut knowing as to whether or not they're being sincere with things, because it's like, you know, you keep looking back at the past where maybe things didn't work out, but what you're failing to see with our Five of Cups here is there's new connections, there's new things coming your way. They're right there with you. Stop giving attention to the things that are not serving of you. And there's that Hierophant on the split again. You've learned some major lessons. You've learned some major understandings around a particular situation and or person. So, you know, don't, yeah, this cycle, I almost feel like you've kind of blocked whoever this is. Queen of Wands very much reminds me of that woman holding a coin. Same similar energy, same black cat, that intuition, that knowing, right? With the World card, you're done with this. This cycle has closed itself out. I feel like this person tries to reopen the doors every now and again. But you know better. You absolutely know better whoever this person in this situation is. And there you are. You know that we got Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio there. You're very familiar with this energy, but the thing of it is that the Queen of Wands, she's facing away from it. You just know better. It's like laying down the law. You know, even if it appears to be a little arrogant or a little selfish, you know, this person, it's like you're blocking them. You're blocking them. You're shutting it down. You need to. You know, it's not going to serve your divine purpose in the long run. You've worked for everything that you have. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it's not working anymore. You're no longer investing your energy into things that you know are not going to be fruitful at the end of the day. So, you know, whatever this situation is, you may have been sitting with this, you may have sat with this, that's where you might be right now. For some of you, this could be coming. Remember, the timelines for all of you are different. However, I just don't see you entertaining this, or you have already shut it down. So, all right, let's move on to the door to romance. Don't let somebody guilt trip you. Thank you, Spirit. And then I also feel like that Page of Swords, you're questioning whether or not to make communication. I do feel like this is this is going to sound weird, but this is what I'm going to go with because this is what they're giving me, and thank you, Spirit, for that. This person, this situation is different than the one we just talked about. However, somehow these two situations are connected. Okay? So you take that as it resonates as we move through this, but even though they're two separate situations, two separate people, they are somehow interconnected. You may be dealing with somebody or something that you feel that you have been cheated out of particular situations, and it's like, how do I address this? Anxiety in communication with a particular person or situation. You've got all swords. This is all mental energy. Five of Cups on the bottom. I feel like whatever, well, let's see, you know, oh, the Ten of Swords. You have, what, oh God, Aquarius, what do you guys got going on? Holy Toledo. There is no love left here, per Spirit. As I say, cultivate love, right? There is no love left here in a particular situation. You know, betrayal, backstabbing. You're going from the Five of Swords to the Ten of Swords. You've got the Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords. There isn't anything that they've got to say to you that is going to be beneficial to you. So if you're waiting on answers to something or thinking that you're going to get some kind of clear communication, it's not going to be one that you like. There's just no way around that. Justice, Jesus, permanently. Justice on the bottom in the reversed position, and then the Seven of Swords on the bottom of that, and the Ace of Pentacles. They will rob you of any opportunities that you have. Okay, it will never be a fair, just, balanced thing. I feel like for you guys, this back here may have been a past, you know, is the past type situation, but somehow it's interconnected and linked to the current energy. that you may be dealing with. And it's like, Spirit is saying the wind blows the same direction. So whatever that means to you, sometimes they give me these messages and I have no idea what it means, but you're going to know better than me. It's your situation, right? But it's like the winds have changed, or the winds are always the same, you know, like whatever the situation is, whatever you got out of this past situation, if these two people are connected, it's going to be the same situation. There's a very clear connection. I don't know that that's the right word, but there's an interlinking between these two situations or people. What you got back here is what you're going to get with this person, no matter how nice you are. So very, very interesting. I don't know what you guys have going on, but it's crazy. The Page of Wands. When I see the Page of Wands and the Seven of Wands at the bottom, geez, Pete. When I see this Page of Wands with these cards, slimy energy. I talked about that quicksand, that hill, that mountain. You take a look at that Page of Wands. There it is. You're never going to come out on top with this situation, because it's always going to be like, you have to sink into it. You have to give so much. It's like these situations, these people that you're dealing with, and I feel like that this is communication too. Again, I'm going to go back to this chaos. This communication that's come in over the past 3 weeks, you know, Mercury retrograde, that is the return of all kind of shit. It's like they may be dressing themselves up and pretending to be something that they're not for you now. Nothing has changed. And you're going to have to affirm your boundary. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. And I feel like that makes you, you know, the King of Cups there, and then the Five of Cups. The King of Cups is very emotionally balanced, right? Very emotionally mature. And I think that you are handling it in a way of maturity. However, that Five of Cups is like, you may not be showing your emotion to the outside world as to how this is affecting you, but it is absolutely affecting you at this time. But you're still holding on to your boundaries, but it's like you're going back home, and you're going back to the self, that hermit mode I talked about earlier. It's like you're going back into that space and kind of licking your wounds, but you're not sharing that with anybody. It's almost kind of like a little bit of shock and surprise that they would even come back around. Is how that feels to me. All right, Spirit, one more card for this. Wheel of Fortune, with the moon. To me, this is like the universe coming in, Spirit, God, whatever it is that you put your blessings into, with the Tower. This may feel, yeah, 10 of Wands. This may feel to you like it's emotionally sinking you, but I'm going to say this to you. Them coming back around is a reminder to you that this reminder is coming in from Spirit, from the universe, from God, to let you know that you have moved on and out of these types of situations, that these things that maybe you used to entangle yourself with, roll around with, invest your time, energy, and attention into, they've not changed. So if there's been some kind of hope or idea, you know, nostalgia, they think of that Six of Cups going back to the past, that maybe something has shifted and changed. They haven't. These situations, you know, some people in life will just forever be where they are. They're just not ready to make something different. And Spirit's calling them, you know, they're saying that they're always in that victim mode. You know, it's not your problem. If they're constantly running around in victim mode and manipulating, backstabbing, betraying, lying, deceiving, and causing you anxiety, you've seen this for what it is. This is, you know, a loveless situation. There's nothing left there for you to have to deal with. For some of you, you could be dealing with an ex-spouse. Also, it's kind of like you both have shifted and changed over the years. It's just not worth the energy and attention. Because somebody, you know, I'm hearing a false mask with this moon in the Tower energy here. You know, someone is not being transparent. Voice, sorry. Somebody is not being transparent. It's like I don't know. It's like a, I'm going to call it scary energy. Like I think about like if you're outside at night and you hear wolves howling and you can't see around you, it's like, what's in the shadows? What's lurking in the shadows? So I'm going to say on that side of it, but of course, obviously reverse the rules as applies, Aquarius, that it's, they are their own undoing. And it's not your responsibility to fix that. So that's very, very important. All right, this woman holding a coin. And I'm sorry if my voice isn't loud. I hope the video is loud enough for you guys to hear. The Four of Wands, the Judgment, Five of Pentacles in the reverse, coming out of that feeling of lack. It's almost like once you separate yourself from this situation or these people, you recognize that maybe karma is kind of coming back around, is how I feel about this. You know, it's not, yeah, you're walking away from it. This Eight of Cups, Temperance, the Devil. You're learning not to engage. I think that the ego in the past was the temptation for you to engage in this, but it's like all of a sudden you're like, it's really not worth, even if you used to get like an adrenaline high from the ego of putting in the fight and being right, you're not doing it anymore. You're just going like, this is not, this doesn't feel good to me. And you're learning how to negate from those situations that just in nothing but conflict ensued as a result of this. You know, you've gotten a taste, I feel like, of what happiness means to you, what celebration means to you, where people in other ways, in other areas of life are understanding you, or maybe you didn't feel understood before. And you're playing with that energy. You're becoming very clear about that. You know, you've gained a lot of knowledge, like King of Swords. You know, he's extremely intellectual, he's book smart, he's life smart, he's got a little bit of everything under his belt. And it's like you have learned from these experiences and these choices in the past. Six of Pentacles, going from the Five in the reverse to the Six of Pentacles, Temperance at the bottom again. If it's breadcrumbing you, if it's leaving you feeling like you've got to beg for some kind of interaction, you're not going to do that. You're not going to play with those low-lying energies anymore. One more card, Spirit. Outcome. Yeah, you're healing the heart space. Two of Pentacles. I think sometimes you're going back and forth on how to heal the heart space. It's like, I feel like sometimes you guys get very caught up in it has to be healed with that person or with that situation. It doesn't. And that's going to be very important for you to understand and recognize, is that it's like to find peace and resolve. Sometimes that you just giving forgiveness of the situations and the people that you've dealt with, or the situations that you've dealt with, that's going to heal you. It's your healing is not about them, it's about you. You may never understand why they do the things they do. You may never understand how they behave, like all of those factors that make you kind of scratch your head. That if you're looking for an apology, if you're looking for some type of sincerity, you know, maybe if these are your kids, like, you know, this isn't the way that I raised you. How did this come to be? Just recognizing that you have no control over those situations. Are going to do what they want to do. And I feel like sometimes you still kind of go back and forth, and as you're healing through these on how to handle it, a lot of twos and choices. I feel like it's defeating to you. It feels defeating to you that this is how it's ended up, but also understand that it's not, it's about the lessons that you're learning and what you're taking forward. And it's about their journey as well. Your journey and their journey may not sync up. You guys have come together. Situations have come into your life to help you elevate and to up level. Kids or not, it doesn't matter if it's kids, spouses, parents, whatever this is, whoever this is. It's hard for us as humans to go, okay, this is my child, this is my spouse, this is my mother, this is my father, this is my best friend of 30 years. How could it end up disappointing me, and then I feel like I've never had closure or never found a way to completely heal this? That's going to come within you, and that can be a very difficult thing to balance out. But Aquarius, know that it's not about them, it's about you, okay? So you're going to have to find resolve and acceptance of the situation for what it is. so that you can move forward. You know, I look back to that Merkaba too. I can't talk now. Mercury retrograde, the post shadow, still lingering. Merkaba, there we go. You know, you're emerging into your experience, into the present time. So, you know, this is what this is about. It's creating a new life for you, and I think you're trying to sort through the emotions of what this new life is, trying to figure out how you're going to do that. Very simple adage, take it one day at a time. Lots of twos, guys, lots and lots of twos. So twos may be a very important number for you. I do also feel like you're dealing with two particular people or two particular different situations that are interconnected. Tens, a lot of closings, a lot of new beginnings for you as well. All right, one card of advice, Spirit, for the sign of Aquarius, please. One card for Aquarius, please, Spirit. And this was on the split. 28, which breaks down to another 10. Master, and I'm probably going to butcher this, Hylaron and Archangel Raphael. I'm sure I just butchered that. So sorry. It's almost like you're entering a rite of passage. You are opening yourself up to the divine abundance and beauty. What I find very interesting in this card is that you are being guided. There is a force behind you that is pushing you forward. I do feel like for some of you, you're going to have a few more tower moments. They may happen rather quickly because they're pushing you to exchange the energy that you've had. This is what they're giving me, and thank you, Spirit. To exchange the energy you've had to up level. Look into, and they're specifically saying, law of attraction. There's the 22 processes. Take a look at that. Jerry and Esther Hicks, right? And they channeled Abraham. It's going to show you like where you're sitting, what the processes are. Like you may feel like you're going to get pummeled there for a little while on this up leveling, like you're opening up to divine words are giving me sanctity, and thank you, Spirit. But they're pushing you along. I got the chills. They're pushing you along. They're guiding you along because you need to make some quicker movement. Like they're working on divine timing for you for something. So just open yourself up to the possibilities of what is coming in for you, because the gates are opening. Recognizing some of these situations in the 3D world are helping to move you forward. So you're being supported, but you're also being pushed forward. All right, so here we go. I'm going to read this to you. Part of the divine purpose is to develop, and this is this card that I'm not going to butcher again. Part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind, and we had a shit ton of swords on the table, right? And use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping you improve your own life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hylaron and Archangel Raphael. The mind of the light worker needs spiritual light, information, understanding, and wisdom in the same way that the human body needs food, water, and clean air. The hunger for wisdom can push you to seek knowledge, and this can be a healthy impulse. However, if you love knowledge so much that you keep seeking without taking time to digest, integrate, and apply what you have learned, you may end up confused or mentally exhausted. If you are forgetful, stressed, mentally fatigued, or plotting when you are usually bright, you need some mental time out. The mind rarely rests except through meditation, and even the rest then is not guaranteed. Resting the mind can be a tricky thing for intellectually oriented or highly creative people, if that's not you, Aquarius. Learning to switch off mentally will help you remember and apply what you are learning, so that you grow and not only in knowledge, but also in wisdom. You have been absorbing a lot of new information. You may feel you have so many tasks to do that you don't know where to start, or that if you stop to rest that you will never get through it all. This is causing you mental stress, which is diminishing your productivity. It is time to slow down and cleanse your mind with the assistance of Master Hylaron and Archangel Raphael. Sit without the distraction of the telephone, computer, mobile phone, music, television, or radio. Take a few moments of silence. Say the invocation below, then imagine, intend, visualize, or feel a fresh, pale green energy wash through you. There's that heart chakra. There it is. It was underneath. Where'd I go? Sorry. Focus on this for a second or two, then just relax and enjoy the mental cleansing. You will recognize when you have had sufficient mental rest, because you shall feel a peaceful sense of vibrancy and inspiration. When you let go in this way, switching off and taking a step back, new approaches and ideas come to your mind, so work according to your own creative rhythms. You may find you work best in short, productive bursts punctuated by mental rest. If this is how you need to live for a time, honor that. Be kind to your mind. It can help you accomplish your divine journey. This oracle also comes with a message for you. If you're interested in healing that involves the mind, whether it be psychology, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnosis, NLP, philosophy, or course of study, you are encouraged to explore it. If you feel inspired to work with your belief systems through affirmations or other techniques for mental reprogramming, such as guided relaxations and meditations, you are encouraged to do this too. Your mind is developed and powerful, and you will work well with such techniques. This invocation, I'm going to read it to you. I call upon the healing grace of Master Hyaluron and Archangel Raphael, who love me unconditionally. May my own mind now gain rest, clearing, and refreshment. May I be assisted through unconditional love for mental healing and the development of the mind in service to my spiritual life purpose. Please help me let go mentally to allow for positive healing changes to happen. I ask for grace I need to access all helpful knowledge, understanding, and wisdom necessary for me to fulfill my divine purpose. May my mind become peaceful, clear, and refreshed. May all beings be free from mental anguish through the grace and unconditional love of the divine. Through my own free will, so be it. I love it, Aquarius. I really do. I think that you are moving through gracefully in a lot of ways. Take time to take care of the self. I told you earlier, lots of swords on the table. But I do feel like you're coming out of this in a healing stance that is going to be beneficial to you. So just make sure that you are getting the rest that you need to absorb what you need to take in, and then go with it from there. So Aquarius, if you found this video resonated for you, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Remember, guys, this was not a personal reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you once again so very much for your patience and understanding. I'm one person. This is a one-gal show, so bear with me. And then, you know, check us out, too, on the web at holisticallyzenwv.com. Find a list of the services that I offer, product that's in the store. We are forever working on getting the website up to snuff and par, so bear with us on that too. And we have a couple of folks helping me out with that. So, all right, Aquarius, I'm sending you so much love and light. I hope Mercury retrograde didn't frazzle you too bad, and I will see you guys soon. Sending you all my love. Bye-bye.